This lesson is going to be a follow-up of the last one where we looked at having gratitude. Because when we have gratitude for everything we have, despite our challenges and despite our maybe difficult circumstances, we learn that we can simply start from where we are, wherever that is. And of course, if we're lucky enough to start from a position of advantage, having been born into a loving family, maybe having some resources at your disposal, having an education, living in a free country, well, then you really realize, wow, not only do I not have any excuses for not doing whatever I want to do with my life, I've got huge advantages that most people don't have. And not only should I take advantage of them and utilize them, but really you're almost disrespecting people that are at disadvantages when you have been given this amazing gift and you don't use it. We should be honoring how lucky we are by taking advantage of all of these amazing opportunities that we have. And again, this feeds into the having gratitude attitude, realizing that we are so lucky that we're just wasting it. We're just wasting the gift if we don't go and seize the day and live the life that we really want to. And all of our petty fears and jealousies and excuses are so ridiculous when you look at the big picture that you really can just laugh out loud at looking at some of the things that we're afraid of failing, afraid of losing money, afraid of what people think about us. I mean, it really makes no sense. And so sometimes we need to look at the big picture to realize that, and then come back into our daily lives and to take the action that we need to take to get from where we are to where we want to go. We need to let go of this narrative, if only, right? If only I had more money, if only I had a better education, if only this person would help me, if only I was luckier, if only I win the lottery. This whole entire way of thinking just needs to be thrown out the window and just forgotten about. We need to be grateful for where we are and take advantage of every advantage that we have. Instead of saying if only, saying thank God. Thank God I live in a free country. Thank God that I live in the 21st century. Thank God I have access to a free education. And simply focus on maximizing those tools that you've already been given. And you will be able to get where you want to go eventually. Now, I already looked at the examples of people like Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and many, many others who have overcome just amazing circumstances to live a fulfilled, meaningful life. So we'll leave those alone for now. I want to look at this quote here, this ancient Chinese proverb. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Pretty basic wisdom, right? There's another one that goes, a jar of water fills up one drop at a time. And basically, there's different ways to read this. One of them is that, in order to get where we want to go, you have to start. And even though it might take a really, really long time to get there, everyone who has gotten there, they had to start down the path. And when you start going down the path, here's a way to think about it. Time's going to pass anyway, right? So let's say you think, well, 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road, that's a long time. I'm never going to get there. It's too much of a sacrifice. But when you realize that, well, you're going to be living anyway, and that time's going to pass anyway, you may as well be aiming yourself in a direction you want to go and be taking steps to go towards the life that you want, because you're going to get to that age anyway. You're going to be living your life anyway. So you may as well be living the life that you want, because that time is going to pass regardless. So hopefully that helps you guys get in the right mindset. Start thinking about, what can I do right now, today, to take the steps that I need? One of the things might be just listening to this course to help you get in the right mindset. One of them might be setting aside some time when you can this weekend or after work, whenever you can, to start thinking about what you really want to do with your life. Most people have never spent the time to even know. They don't even know what they want. You think, well, this all sounds great, but I don't know what kind of work I want to do. I don't know where I want to live. I don't know what changes I would make, because you never had the option, right? We've been so focused when we're young, having to go to school, having to do what our parents tell us, a lot of times just trying to fit in socially. We don't even know, that there's another life out there that we could choose, let alone how to go about it. So for a lot of people, the starting point is simply going to be taking time for yourself to think about who you are, who you want to be, what you love to do, and ultimately what you value. Because whatever you value, that should be where you're spending your time. Whether that means that needs to be your career, or that means you need to be spending your time around people that also value that. Whatever pattern works for you, that's usually what will lead to a fulfilling life. For example, if you love music and you love the arts, a lot of people will discourage you from choosing a career in that direction because, right, the starving artist narrative, it's too difficult and you'll be poor. Well, the solutions to that are maybe it's worth it to be relatively poor because you love your work so much that you're happy doing it, or you find some other way that, pays the bills so that you can not have to worry so much about the financial side of things and just enjoy that art, whether it's painting or music or whatever, and know that you're living a meaningful life with purpose that you can be happy about. Maybe you're talented enough that ultimately with really hard work you can become wealthy and free financially while doing your art. It doesn't matter exactly how it happens, right? But the point is, whatever you love, that's what you should be doing, right? If you love teaching, you should be a teacher, whatever kind of teaching that means. It doesn't mean you have to work at a public school or a university, or that you have to be this kind of a teacher, right? Right now, I'm teaching a course online. I love teaching, and this is one of the ways in which I can express myself, make a little bit of money, hopefully, right? And get to enjoy being a teacher. So there's no one way. There's no one way to do anything. There's no one way for people, especially now that we have the internet and we have so many tools at our disposal. So again, there's no excuses. We've got amazing modern tools. We've got this world now that is open to everyone because of the internet, because of the ease of travel, and because of basically more freedom in more countries, despite the fact you see on the news that there's wars and there's always all these problems. One of the reasons we see so much of that is because we know about everything instantly because of social media and because of smartphones and stuff. Research actually shows that the world is not becoming more dangerous and more violent. It just appears to be. So that's an interesting thing to think about. But to go back to our original point, you simply have to get started today. And the cost of not getting started right now is to live a mediocre life, or to live a depressing life, or to be unhappy. And again, you take it back to looking over your life from your deathbed. You don't want to be one of those people that has those regrets. You wish you spent more time with your families. You wish you would have started a family. You wish you wouldn't have tried so hard in your career and spent so much time at work. A lot of people report they wish they wouldn't have worked so much. This is one of the big ones. Not spending enough time with their loved ones, not working too much. Unless, of course, their work was their passion and they loved it. Where, for most of us, that's usually not the case. Most people don't get to do a job or build a career or do work that they absolutely love. And we have an opportunity right now to realize that you can do work that you love. And maybe if there's no function or activity that you have a huge passion for that you do love, well, hopefully you can find a way to do work that pays the bills so that you can spend time in your life becoming the kind of person that you want to be. Okay? But you've got to start. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And I hope that for you, that step is today.